Kicks in martial arts are really an awesome thing. They can decide over a win or a lose in a match, and we have experienced several UFC knockouts just by kicking. But at the same time, they also can be very dangerous, especially when you do high kicks, that they are caught or you are going to be not prepared for a counter-attack. And believe me, I have experienced several occasions where I was in a really dangerous situation where my kick miserably failed, and I even got a really strong injury on my shoulder here, where my kick was simply not fast enough to produce an adequate response in my opponent. So to prevent that this happens to you as well, I want to make this video here for you where we cover the 5 basic kicks of martial arts, and I'm gonna explain in every detail what you have to look for, what you shouldn't do, and what are some tips that I have learned in my journey, in my martial arts journey, also from fighting and from sparring with different people. So without further hesitation, let's go to the first kick, which is the famous round kick. Almost any martial arts style has its own variation of the round kick, but the basics, the fundamentals are all over the world pretty much the same. So let's break it down. So when you do the round kick, the first thing that happens is you turn your foot, and depending on the style you are doing, you are going to go almost 180 degrees so that the heel is pointing in front where you want to kick. So this looks like this movement here. So you go with your foot, pivot, and you bring the hips in front. So you turn your hips. That's also where the power is generated. So the next thing then we are doing is something that's called chambering. So when you go up, you can either do a round kick that is like a swinging bat that looks something like this, or like a whip. So you go in and makes like this movement here. And which kick you are doing really depends on how your strategy is or how the current situation in the fight is. So the next thing that you want to make sure is when you turn the foot, the knee comes up. And this really is a matter of how flexible you are in this area, how much you can lift up here, or how much you can open the hips here on this side. When you're not really flexible here, you maybe just can do low kicks, but it's also pretty fine because low kicks are also powerful because they are out of sight of your opponent, or most of the time out of sight, and really something here and then maybe going after the punches can distract your opponent big time. So we turn our foot, we have the knee up, now it's the kick coming. So we're going to expand here and kick. And this is now the difference between maybe a kick that is more like a bat that is coming from the side, or like a snapping kick here that comes here. With the snapping kick, you want to make sure that you snap here and pull back. The pulling back is really important, really. I can't stress this enough. If you don't pull back, your opponent has the chance and the time to grab your kick and throw you out of the ring. So now we have almost everything together. So we have the turning of the foot, we have opening of the hips here, and then expand. And this now in combination looks like this. What I like to tell other people is that they stand after the kick. So they keep standing like this and stand here to really see if your kick brings you out of control. So when it's something like this, you are not in control of your kick. So the kick controls you, which is not a good thing. And also some other point is that you are not going like this here with your upper body. So not leaning too much back to compensate the height. Really work on the flexibility. A little bit is okay, but not that you lose balance. Or we can go to the middle of the body. Always make sure you keep your hands up. It doesn't depend what kind of guard you have in your style. Maybe it's like this here, or maybe you are doing like this here. You can also have a long guard here in front when you kick, and the other hand here is protecting your chin and your head. So after this first kick here, now make sure you stay through the very end, because we're also going to look a little bit into combinations, how you can combine different kicks into a well-rounded fighting strategy. Kick number 2 is the famous hammer kick, axe kick, whatever you want to call it. So it looks something like this. What is important is that you have this motion that you go on one side in and on one side down. So not like a straight line, but making like this O that I explained before. So with this kick, you can either pull the guard down of your opponent and then maybe follow with punches and elbows, or you can go directly in like we saw Andy Hook did it in kickboxing matches, here on the collarbone or directly on the head here, maybe here on the upper body. That is really something powerful. But the important thing is really, I want to stretch this out. You have to put effort in when you go down. Not with all the other kicks that we are going to look at. The effort needs to be when you go down, because this is like the axe that is coming into the wood. So we go up and then down. So really on the top point of your kick, you are going to contract the muscles and go down like an axe, like a hammer that is smashing on an amboss. Something what I see beginners doing is, because they want to compensate the height of going up, they move their upper body. So it looks then something like this. Yes, you can go higher, but you should work first on your flexibility here on the hamstrings. The muscles here on the backside are called the hamstrings, right below the glutes here of your ass muscle. And this is really that muscle that is important. So work a little bit on that flexibility, and then you can also go really high up without making yourself here exposed. Because if you are in the ring and you have an experienced fighter that you are fighting against, he's going to read you. So when you do like, you're here in fighting position and then you're going to do like this here because you need to go up, or you're going to do like this, he's going to read it and he's going to see what you are going next, and he's going to counter it 100%. So kick number 3 is the front kick. I'm sure you all know it. It's in every martial arts style. You have the front kick, and it's one of the most famous kicks and also one of the first kicks that you'll learn. So with the front kick, there are a ton of different variations, really. I'm gonna show you one of my variations and some others from other styles. So the basic setup for the front kick is you turn your foot a little bit, maybe like 30 degrees from the top side, and then you raise up your knee. Make sure that you always protect here, one side, and here the face, or you can also go for this guard, whatever, a long guard, doesn't really matter. As long as you protect your head, you're good to go with whatever guard. Go up here with the knee and then expand. Snap back and you're good to go. And it's really awesome because you can do it really fast. You can do it a little bit slower. You can go up with the heel, or you can go also for downside. And really, you can imagine if you are kicking in a door. So you go with the heel here. So tack, the heel goes first. Some other styles like kickboxing or Muay Thai, they do more like this kick here. This is also possible, but you're now kicking with more of the front side or with the front half of the foot. Completely legit, just make sure that you are going to make it work. So with the front kick, we can also do several variations. So we can go here for the low kick, for a really fast one like this here, and then distract, and then we're moving up here and working there. We can go to the groin or to the middle here. If you hit the solar plexus, if that happens already once to you, comment down. This feeling is literally the worst, because when you get the solar plexus hit with the fist or with the foot, your body makes like this movement here. You cramp together, you can't breathe, and the match is most of the time over. So here we can go with the middle side here, middle of the body, and we can also go on the upside here. So you reach with our heel really to the head, to the chin, or to this area. Same with the other kick, we can go here in the middle like that, or we can go upside here like this, also pretty good. So the next of the basic kicks is the snapping kick. So not every martial art has them, but mine does. So I am gonna explain it to you, maybe you can incorporate it in your fighting strategy. So the snapping kick is really not that much different from a front kick. A front kick goes like this, as we discovered in the last minute, and the snap kick is just this here. So you have your foot really stretched out, so you're going to do like this. So this may be a kick more for the ladies, I would say. So guys, you know what I mean. So same principle, you turn your foot, bring your knee up, and then you extend. So turning foot, bring your knee up, extend, snap back. And this kick is also really cool as an introduction in your offense attack. So maybe this, and then maybe do a round kick here on the side, just like Bruce Lee, the Questionsmark-kick. So something that I want to point out, the difference between a front kick and a snap kick is the direction of the force. So with the front kick, the force goes straight, and with the snap kick, the front goes up. So with the front kick, you go like this and you push in the door. Maybe it goes a little bit up if you aim for the chin, but with the snap kick, it is really straight up because your heel goes up. And with all the other kicks, make sure that your upper body is stable, that you are not like leaning to the front side or to the back side to compensate for the height. So really try to be steady. You can also here try to stand still if you have to control. So the next kick is going to be, I think, a little bit controversial because it is different from other styles. So the side kick, how we do the side kick. So what we do in our style, so when you stand here in the fighting stance, you're here, your front leg, and then you're going to chamber in like a tensed spring. This really has the purpose, when you're here, you're going to expand and come back. But there are some little nuances that I want to make sure that you are also going to get. So maybe you're going to say, so why not just kick here from the front? So because this movement here is also an application. So see this, when you have like this, you have this fighting stance, you have your hands up and your opponent is reaching towards you. So that really is a little nuance here that I find personally very awesome. So you lift here up and you are going to pull the opponent's leg. So that brings him off balance, and then you have almost immediately won if he falls off. If not, you are going to probably fall off. So you want this movement here really strong. Like you reach out, grab in, and then expand. And when you expand, you are putting the effort in with the side of your foot. So let's combine everything. You have here a fighting stance, then you chamber in, and then you expand. And back. So here, like this. Here you maybe can go a little bit down with your upper body, because then you can also reach out a little bit more, because the flexibility on this really side is depending on the splits. If you can do the splits, you are going to reach really high. If you can't do it, then you're probably going to fail when you want to reach the head. So here, snap back, bam. Really an awesome kick, but that needs a little bit of work to master it. So as a little dessert, I promised you we are going also to cover some combinations of kicks. So the first combination I want to show you is the question mark kick, famously made by Bruce Lee. So this is really a combination of 2 round kicks. So first thing is, when you do the low kick, you are rotating your foot a little bit, and then when you go up, you rotate even more. So this means you do the movement here, low kick, and then to have enough power, you are rotating the hips, bringing this power in. The next kick that maybe is going to benefit you is an axe kick, a hammer kick combined with a front kick. So this looks something like this. You go up and then in. Make sure that you always cover your head here and practice this maybe 10,000 times, I would say. So with the axe kick, you can either go directly in and then kicking the upper body that is coming downwards or backwards, or you can pull the guard down and then can go in. Another cool combination is the front kick with the round kick. So when you do it with both legs, or you can do it with alternating legs. So that would look like something like this. Bam. So that is a distraction, because the opponent is looking for this kick to come, but you really are going to kick with the other leg. So he doesn't know where he has to put the guards. So really kicks are an awesome thing, and I would encourage you to really learn the good form with this video here. Here without all the bullshit out on the World Wide Web here for the fake martial arts masters by clicking on this video next to learn how you can display them.